Hola, Gringos y Gringos, and welcome to
Gringos are us.
Expats with a Plan.
I'm Mark.
I'm Gina.
This week, Centro in La Crucecita Huatulco, coming up next.
And welcome back. Yes, today's video is all about La Crucecita, where we stayed for 2 months. This is a barrio within the municipality of Huatulco. It's actually designated by sectors, which is a little different than what we've seen in other places.
It is the first time that we have encountered where they have used letters to designate the barrios. Mm-hmm. And part of this is because of the fact that this is a planned community by the Mexican government for tourism.
Yes.
La Crucecita Centro is a very compact footprint. You can get just about anywhere in a quick 10-minute walk from the center of the Zocalo. There's plenty of restaurants. There's lots of tiendas for souvenirs, and you will not go wanting for a place to look for jewelry for silver because they are everywhere.
That is so true. We were staying in a condominium complex. It was gated, but I have to honestly say the gate was pretty freely open. It's one of the few places we've stayed that was gated where they would just open up for deliveries, and actual deliveries would be brought straight to our door. Mm-hmm. So if we had FedEx, DHL, whatever it was, Amazon, came right to the door. So we were walking distance to just about everything that we wanted to see. Right across the street, we had restaurants and tiendas. A couple blocks further, we had pharmacies. Mm-hmm. We had the 5 and dime Waldos. It wasn't too far away.
The OXXO was there. Banks were there. Mm-hmm. You know, Domino's was a quick walk. If we decided that we wanted a pizza for dinner, it was a quick, over we went.
Yep.
So everything really in the Centro of La Crucecita is a very convenient walk.
It is. The convenience will cost you a little bit more. Not a lot. I didn't think it was like really highly priced.
No, I mean, we were in off season for Huatulco.
Yeah.
And because we were there in the middle of the summer, so.
Easy walk to a lot of places. We did walk to the main Mercado. And what you need to know about this Mercado is it's not a typical
if you're looking for a t-shirt, swimsuit, something in the leather department, that's your spot to go to.
It's a tourist mercado.
It is.
It's more like, what do they call those? Artisanias?
Artisanal mercado.
Yeah. I mean, they're full of all those things. Clothing, trinkets, stuff like that. There were a few stands that sold pre-packaged items like honey and stuff, but even then it was tourism honey. And there were a few places to eat inside, which is common in most mercados. But this had no produce stands, no meat stands, nothing like that. No,
and all of those are still readily available, but they are standalone tiendas inside Centro. There were at least 6 to 10 different carnicerias for your meat. There were
fruterias
everywhere.
Yes.
There is a small grocery store that was not that much more pricey than going to the Chedraui.
Santa Cruz.
Santa Cruz. And they actually do deliver. It was so close for us, we just walked.
We just walked over. Plus, honestly, if I would to call or even WhatsApp them for a delivery, I'm one of those people that I want exactly what I asked for, and I don't want substitutions and things like that. And my Spanish isn't exactly strong enough to have that full conversation.
Correct.
I just walk across the street and get it.
And if they didn't have it, walk out without it. I mean, that's...
Exactly. Dining options are everywhere.
Yes.
And at pretty much every price point, I would say.
Yeah, you got to the top end of terracotta, and then you have some street stands that are open for lunch and breakfast that, just spring up. And then you have Los Parados, which was right across the street from us, and
Gosh, guys. Oh,
that was just unfair.
every
They cooked their meat.
every day we could smell that place, and it was so yummy.
Yes. It was, we knew it was good when the line of the locals was lining up just to get in there to eat. Very affordable.
Yeah.
If you are going to find yourself in La Crucecita, do yourself a favor for one meal and go to Los Parados.
You know, I'm going to say right now that probably was our favorite place to eat. And it
Yeah.
probably was the best priced of the meals that we would
Oh.
have.
Easily.
And, you know, again, the big clue on whether this is a good place to go to is the fact that there's nowhere to sit and there's people waiting.
And they got 2 levels.
Yeah. So, yeah, you get there early enough, you get a place to sit, no worries. And the food is delicious. And they have such a wide variety for their taco fillings. Oh, my goodness. I mean, they've got fish, they've got shrimp, and then all the different types of meats. There's, of course, the pastor and the barbacoa, but you also get to pick. Like, I got rib tacos one night. Literally, it came with 3 tacos full of rib meat and
The rib.
the rib with meat still on it.
No, it was, yeah, because I got the tlayuda the first time, and wow.
Oh, yeah, it was good.
Yeah.
And they're big. It's really hard to finish a tayuda by yourself in one sitting. It's hard. I mean, unless you have a very large appetite. Because at one time, he had 2 of them. 2 of them in the refrigerator from 2 different places because he couldn't finish. And I have to honestly say, everywhere I go to get tacos, if I'm getting 3 or 4 tacos, I'm usually bringing at least 1, if not 2 of them back home.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the portions are large and very filling.
Maz and Mezcal, we went there twice, and that was very good. You have to highly recommend the chapelinis.
I do have to recommend the chapelinis, and this is why. They actually have a guacamole with chicharron, and it comes with a dish of chapelinis. It's a really nice appetizer. The chicharron was fresh, and it was very crispy. The guac is very good. Sometimes a little too salty, but just really delicious. But those chapelinis, okay, if you're not into eating the crickets or grasshoppers, and sometimes maybe you had a bad experience and they had like an earthiness to them that was a little too earthy for you. This place, whatever it is they're marinating them in, probably the best I have ever had anywhere. And I've had a few.
Yes, you
I've
have.
had them on the beach. I've had them, you know, at a resort. Guac with chapelines. This one has chicharron.
And I start sticking to mine.
He's like, no to the chapelines.
Okay, I'll know.
You want to eat chapelinas?
I ain't eating no bug.
This was hands down the best tasting chapelines I've ever had. And one of our viewers was in agreement with us,
Yep.
Winston. And when we went back again with some more viewers, we ordered them again. They were very good.
Yeah.
He won't eat them.
No, they're too insecty.
And then a terracotta, which we kind of reviewed terracotta on our first 72-hour video, which you'll see up here. Again, really, really outstanding food. They have a mix of a lot of European-style dishes.
Yes, they do.
And they're delicious. And they're a little higher priced, but they're not outrageous. I wouldn't say so.
It was fairly priced.
And then we had a nice lunch down specifically in the barrio of Santa Cruz, pretty close to the bay.
Cafe Amor.
Para bebo, soda de frutas, por favor.
I had crepes. They were outstanding.
I had the panini.
No avocado.
It's okay. I'll eat his avocados.
Very reasonably priced, again. I think that, like I said, the dining options are good around Centro. And I don't think you're going to get gouged too terribly badly no matter where you eat. Some places are better than others price-wise. But the food was all good everywhere we went. I don't think we had a bad,
No, we don't have a bad
not a
meal
bad
anywhere.
meal. The peak season is obviously during the winter, and it is very, very popular among Canadians. So we've been told that during the peak season, it's like full capacity for most of the Airbnbs and the hotels. Again, we're there during the off season. Now, my observation in the off season is that Centro was really not that busy and not that crowded.
No, Friday, Saturday, Sunday nights, it was had some people in it, but it wasn't packed. I mean, you could easily walk around.
Yeah.
And the vendors in the Zocalo area were very gracious. They'd offer, you'd give them a gracias, and that was it. So it was not the high pressure that you're going to get with the
And
can make
that's
some people
important.
uncomfortable.
That's important. The high pressure wasn't there, and it was off season where you think they were needing more sales, and they still weren't.
No, it was very
Low key.
low key.
And then I would say, the busiest being like Friday nights, Saturday nights, Sunday, where whole families would come out
Yep.
and enjoy the Central area. They have a really interesting church in Centro in a style that we have not seen before.
Has a roof, but the sides are open, so you get some air.
It is Parroquia Nuestra de la Señora Guadalupe y de Santa Cruz. That's a really long line of words to say, and if I've mispronounced anything, I apologize. It's basically the Church of Huatulco. And it has open air walls. It also has something that makes it specifically unique in the world, a 66-foot tall painting of the Virgin of Guadalupe on the ceiling, the biggest in the world.
Then there's the other church, Sanctuario.
Oh, well, one could call it a church, I suppose.
Well, it's the Church of the Mezcal.
So Winston took us one evening to Sanctuario, and the owner and bartender there is Omar. Omar's family makes their own brand of mezcal, El León, and he was a really nice guy. It was a lot of fun.
That was the picture.
Yeah, the place was very laid back. It was cool. When we walked up the one night, he was playing his guitar.
Bass.
His bass.
Yep.
It's a bass guitar.
Yep.
And I don't know. It's just a really laid back place. He practically lives there. It's a lot. He rents the lot
And built the bar himself.
and built the bar. He gets pretty regular local business.
Yep.
And we've been there a few times, and it always had customers hanging out, chatting, listening to music. He always has his music playing.
And he's very open to, if you want to listen to something, yeah, let's go.
Yeah, he'll just look the stuff up and start playing it.
Yep.
Now, I wanted to draw Omar. The reason being that I needed to get some back into practice. I really hadn't, used my color pencils in quite some time. And this was a perfect opportunity to do, one, something nice for someone local, and two, get my practice in. So I took a picture of Omar that first night and worked on the portrait.
And finished it before we left and got a chance to give it to him.
Hola, Omar. Hola.
Bien, gracias. Tomen asiento. Oh, ¿qué es esto? Mira. Ah, perro.
Hola.
Hola.
Hola. Está hermoso.
Bien.
Lo voy a poner en un cuadro.
No
Marco Pedro Infante.
no gusta.
Ah, sí, no.
Como una mezcla de
Mira,
Catarina con Pedro Infante.
Mira, me hicieron un dibujo. Mira acá. Gracias, no, es hermoso. Wow.
De nada.
Women.
He was pretty happy with it,
Yes.
I think.
Yeah. It's art is important here in Mexico, and
Very
now
much so.
that's something that he has. That's
Yeah, and he actually had pieces of art throughout his bar.
yes,
He even had invited me to come and
yes, because they have
Display
a
something.
they have an art gallery that they do. Diciembre, if I remember correctly.
yeah, but I wasn't going to be there at the time. But that's okay because now there's a piece of my art in
Yep.
his possession, and he can post it anytime he wants to. So, okay. Any other tips?
That's about it for the Centro of La Crucecita.
Crucecita. Yeah, I don't know how common it is for people to choose to move to that particular neighborhood. That seems more like a transient. People come and people go, and it's convenient because it's right there in Centro. But I think a lot of people who actually live in La Crucecita, well, they don't actually live in La Crucecita, I think they live around it. Like when we met Cindy and Fred, they live north.
Yes.
And they're in a very, very local neighborhood. It's not, the properties aren't as big, the streets aren't as decorated.
No,
It's just a normal neighborhood.
it's a barrio.
And I think that a lot of people, when they do actually move and live there permanently, those are the types of neighborhoods that they're actually going to settle in.
Yeah. And then you had Don and Lisa, and that's
And that's a different area. You know, they're in another barrio, and in their barrio, the houses are a little more high end, and the views are spectacular.
yeah.
You know, we were lucky that we got invited over for tacos one night. Dawn saw one of Mark's videos talking about the cigar factory.
And that just started it, and we had cigars, UFC, tacos, and talked till the wee hours of the morning.
Oh, goodness. We were there till 3 a.m.
Yeah.
I had to drive us back. He had so much fun. But they're in one of the more prominent upscale neighborhoods with a spectacular view and a gorgeous home.
Yes.
So, I mean, there are two ends of this spectrum, and depending on where you fall,
And what you want to spend.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah, there's so much opportunity in Huatulco if you can tolerate the temperatures. And we thought it was a really great vibe.
yes.
We really enjoyed our time there as far as the atmosphere.
So
Yeah.
that sort of wraps up La Crucecita. Next week will be the money and the wrap up and our final thoughts on it. So
Exactly. So thank you for tuning in. We really appreciate your support. So if you give us a thumbs up, a like, share, subscribe, anything that helps boost our channel, we do appreciate that.
immensely.
We are Gringos Are Us.
Expats with a plan.
Remember, we're doing it. You can too. Over here.
They're still up there with the bananas this week.
These
More videos you
videos.
might want to watch.
Exactly. Hasta la próxima.
Adios.